Hey guys, Manny back here with another video on the CascadeScents Fragrance Station. Now I'd like to think that I'm not the type to shove tips or knowledge down your throat or anything. To be honest, I'd prefer to think that I'm a regular fragrance user like yourself, but with my own set of opinions that I'm also comfortable sharing on the internet. I just have the means to do it with a camera and editing software. But with that, I'm asked a lot of questions, like how I pick which fragrances to wear, how I spray them, and how do I discover new scents. But believe it or not, some of my answers to those questions are considered to be taboo by people inside and outside the fragrance community. So for the purpose of this video, I'll call this 3 fragrance rules that you should totally break. Well, you don't have to break these, but again, this is just what I do. So we might as well get onto the rule, shall we, starting with number 1, and that is only having a signature scent. Sure, you might have found something that's comfortable with your nose due to scent-related memories, or maybe the scent is just pleasant to you and therefore you rock it for nearly everything. Like, I actually know guys who rock the one for nearly everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. But my personal approach to fragrances is kind of like the saying that variety is the spice of life. And I actually really take that seriously because I'm fairly utilitarian about my fragrance use. Like, I approach my fragrances like I do my clothing, which, believe it or not, I'm equally passionate for. Like, I have different clothing and accessories for various occasions and conditions, so why not take that approach with fragrances? Like, I'll pair this Invictus Aqua with casual wear. Not saying that this Invictus Aqua won't work for formal occasions or any other settings that are not casual, you know, because crowd pleasers will seemingly work for most occasions, but sometimes it just feels more appropriate to reach for something more ostentatious, and whenever those occasions come up, I will jump at the opportunity to wear something like this. And if you're the type to be on some status symbol tip and you rock scents like these daily, that doesn't also mean that you can't rock stuff like this, especially when you're just dressing down and chilling for the day. So essentially, guys, what I'm trying to say is don't be afraid to mix it up. Just because you've been set on wearing one kind of juice for the longest time doesn't mean you can't try something new. Alright guys, now we're moving on to the next tip, number 2. This one is not spraying your clothes. But if you're going to break this rule continuously like me, just be smart about it. If it looks like it's going to stain, it probably will. Like, I won't spray Dior en parfum on my most favorite sweater because that would be stupid. First off, it's going to project too much. But secondly, if I don't get good dispersion on the spray, I might accidentally spray a giant brown pool of this beautiful lipstick smelling liquid, and yeah, that would stain, wouldn't it? Like this Erolfa by Creed, which isn't too thick of a concentration as well, so I have no problem spraying it on my favorite sweater. Sometimes my body heat and skin chemistry isn't enough for this thing to just emit off of my skin the way I'd want it to, so sometimes by lightly spraying my clothes I can get further more of a scent cloud, and that's why I do this. Who knows, maybe it can help with your fragrance performance as well. Again, when it comes to things like your projection, sillage, and overall longevity of your fragrance, it depends on other things like your conditions too. Now let's move on to my final rule that I consistently break as far as fragrances go, and that is not wearing fragrances that are only marketed towards the opposite sex. Ever hear of the saying, it's not what you wear, it's how you wear it? For me, that's almost 100% true when it comes to fragrances. Like, I even know there's a lot of individuals within the dedicated fragrance community who've been around for a long time that will even take a fragrance's targeted market so seriously. Like, if a fragrance is found only in the women's section, as a straight male, I can't wear this, right? Honestly, I think this is just a ploy by marketing departments, meant to give straight guys permission to wear certain fragrances. Like, you can take Dior Homme and some of its deeper cousins like this one for example, all of which are marketed towards men, hence the name Homme. But say if I were to smell this stuff for the first time and I had no idea that it was solely targeted towards men. Like, there's no way in hell that I would think that this was solely a men's fragrance because of how lipsticky it is. Like, its iris note immediately has to make me think lipstick or makeup or something like that. And guys, I'm not the only one.
It smells like lipstick. Was that good? Is that what? Yeah, it smells like lipstick. And someone who owns over 50 shades of lipstick, I'm not even exaggerating. I recognize the smell of lipstick when I smell it.
And I know there's a lot of you guys who also feel this way on scent alone too. But its target market is towards men, so oh my gosh, if I'm a straight guy, I have permission to wear this. But you know, less effeminate scents like this one, Bois by Chanel, in my personal opinion, that's not okay because it's only marketed towards female. And I'm not saying don't care about gender. Like, if you want to go for a more effeminate smell, or a more androgynous smell, or a more masculine type of smell, do it. I'm your biggest fan. But please go off your personal gender radar gun and not some companies. Because you might find your next fragrance gem on the other side of this section and you're not going there just because it might say women's or men's. I think you severely limit yourself when you do that, and for me, I would just prefer not to. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say on this topic. So there it is. Those are my 3 rules that I think you should totally break, or at least consider, or ones that I just so happen to still break myself. Doing these things just makes my fragrance experience and journey more fun and worthwhile. Now, whether some of these things will augment your experience as well is another question, but whatever you are doing already, just have fun with it. I think that's something that we can all agree on. But what about you though? Is there anything that you're personally doing that is taboo in comparison to the rest of the FRAGCon? And what do you think about the rules that I break? Please tell me in the comment section below. Also, like and share this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't yet if you want to support more great fragrance content like this. Thanks again for the ongoing support, and hopefully I see you soon. Take care, peace out, bye.